Hello, my Cancer family. This is Barb at Mystic Door Tarot, and this is your weekly tarot reading for you, Cancer, for September 14th through the 20th. Thank you for joining me today. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. And please subscribe and join me each and every day for my quick glance daily readings. Always a reminder, these are general readings. For the Cancers that desire a more personalized reading that will resonate to your life and birth sign, click on my website link below. And since we have a new moon coming in this week, I am using the Tarot de la Nuit deck, which was inspired by Alexandra Bach. She's the one behind this deck, the illustrator. And this is in regards to the beauty that can be found in the darkness and the energy of the night. And that's what this deck is all about. So we're going with this one this week. So let's get started. See what your cards are indicating this week. And first, Cancer, I am going to pull these in a bit more for you. Bear with me. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. It's kind of hard to see on my dark background that I use all the time. Okay. So taking a look at your first card, Cancer, you have the Nine of Swords. There's a reflection here. This is almost like a dancer in a music box. Not your typical Nine of Swords. Okay, Cancer, so the energy starting off your week is one of maybe being stressed out, worrying too much, some anxiety about your situation. Understandably so, with the times that we're in currently. And when the Nine of Swords shows up, it's indicating that you might be having trouble sleeping. You might be having some nightmares. You have all these thoughts just going round and round in your head. And if you continue, Cancer, you will start feeling ill, and then you'll be worrying about your health. Now, the sword energy is your mental energy, your thought process. And for many of you, I feel that you're worrying needlessly. That's what's coming through. Now, sometimes there's good reasons to worry. Possibly somebody is ill, they're in the hospital, you're worried about their outcome. That's normal, basic, day-to-day worrying. But the Nine of Swords shows up a lot of the times when it's a needless worry. You're letting your mental energies and thought process get the better of you. And that's what I really feel for so many of you. This is a number 9 energy, so this is able to be over immediately if you take your thought process to a different level. Now, looking at the card here, what this artist was depicting here was for this individual believing that her life has become a nightmare. She's laying in a music box, which she felt used to be a dancing dream, and now she's devastated. It's broken. She feels she's never going to dance again. But as you can see, the moonlight here is shining upon her, and deep in her heart, she can feel those moonbeams because they're telling her to not give up hope and continuing. With the negative thoughts can only bring an even worse reality. The law of attraction is always at work. Keep that in mind, Cancer. Maybe things aren't as bad as you think they are. This is indicating to have an energy of just start loving yourself more, Cancer, and do all you can to feel better instead of going into this endless feeling of despair. Now, there is an important thing to warn you about with the Nine of Swords showing up during this week. We are currently in Mars retrograde, so everything's just coming to a halt at a standstill. And the Nine of Swords is associated with the planet Mars and that energy. Normally, Mars is an energy of being really assertive, taking action. It's your willpower. So with it being in retrograde, the warning is not to get stuck into the Nine of Swords energy this week, where you believe all is hopeless or you're worried, stressed out. Now, the swords can be used also to eliminate, to cut out what you don't want in your life. And you've got 9 of them here with the Nine of Swords. They're not pictured on the card in this deck, but there's usually 9 swords stacked. You've got 9 of them to cut out what you don't want in your life. So use your mental energies this week to pull you out of this kind of mental anguish, which is more self-imposed than anything else. This is worrying about what might happen or could happen. Right now, you just need to concentrate on what's right in front of you, Cancer. Now, taking a look at your next card, the Nine of Wands. Well, better than having the Nine of Swords, but the Nine of Wands means you're in that fight or flight kind of energy. You're on the defensive. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop. So this is still another negative energy that you're putting out there for the law of attraction to pick up. And remember, the law of attraction is always at work. So if you're worried, stressed, defensive, on guard, that's exactly the same energy that's going to come back around and surround you over and over. Now, the Nine of Wands can also indicate to just hold on. You're nearly there. This feeling of uncertainty is almost over. It's the 9 energy. It's almost done. So it might be important to stand your ground right now, and that's a little bit different than expecting something negative to come your way. The Nine of Wands is about wisdom and strength that you gain through your past experiences, Cancer. So with this card showing up, maybe you could think back to when you've been in a similar situation and what lessons did you learn back then that you might be able to use now. But as with the Nine of Swords, this card is a warning that you could be having all your defenses up to protect yourself, thinking you know what to expect. But you have to realize things can turn out differently. So the Nine of Wands is kind of turning up maybe directly from the law of attraction, universe energy, letting you know to be careful of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because if you're expecting the worst, that's exactly what will show up. Now, be aware of how you got to where you are through your own choices, Cancer, because you're not a victim. If you're not happy in a relationship, you've got the power to change. If you're not happy at work with the job that you have, you've got the power to change that too. You can make the choice to change what you don't like about your life right now in any aspect. You can make a choice to change whatever it is you might be unhappy about or unsure about. Now let's take a look at your next card. 8 of Swords. Really, Cancer? Well, I'm definitely seeing a master pattern to what's going on for you this week. Another card here with the sword energy. And The Eight of Swords is feeling trapped. You feel restricted as to what you can and cannot do. And this, once again, can have a lot to do with what's going on in the world today. And you need to rise above this, Cancer. You are going to be your own worst enemy with this kind of energy surrounding you with the Eight of Swords. You're feeling like you have no options available to you. And for some of you, what I'm picking up, I'm feeling that you're being made to feel that way, not only by the circumstances that are surrounding you, but also other people's opinions around you. But once again, I'm reminding you, Cancer, how to use your mind is your choice. And you can use your thoughts to keep you trapped, or you can use them to just cut through any limitations you might realistically have. What you need to ask yourself, Cancer, is what do you get out of remaining just stuck? And what could you gain if you were to continue moving forward? Now, what's really interesting about this card, this particular Eight of Swords, she's got the Capricorn, or should I say the devil horns, attached to her head. And need I say more? This is like the devil getting into your head, producing a feeling of helplessness. It's negative energy. And as with your Nine of Swords, the Eight of Swords card is also Gemini energy. So possibly, could there be a Gemini individual around you? Whoops, I just bumped my camera, sorry. Is there a Gemini around you that keeps making you worry or keeps creating anxiety for you? And if that's the case, I would take those swords and eliminate that energy. Eliminate that person from your life, or at least put some distance between you. Holy cow. If nothing else, change out the situation. Change your thought process. And this card, you have the number 8 energy, which is normally abundance, but it can only be one right now of influence. And with her wearing the devil horns, something's influencing you to think in a self-destructive way. And you need to eliminate that, Cancer. Now, the 3-card spread adds up to number 26, which reduces to number 8. So there you go, Cancer, the number 8 energy. You've got a chance to bring in a lot of abundance. But something is standing in your way, influencing you more than your own will. And possibly that has to do with the Mars in retrograde right now. So be aware of that. Change your thought process this week. Surround yourself with positive energy. And think of the glass half full instead of half empty. As you're starting off your week with the Nine of Swords, this is stress, fear, worry. This is thinking that things will never be the same for you ever again. This is worrying about something that you have no control over. You're having nightmares, possibly, trouble sleeping. So you need to use all of those 9 swords and eliminate that energy. With the number 9 energy, you can end this. And then you have the 9 of Wands, another card of keeping your defenses up, expecting the worst. And that could bring on a self-fulfilling prophecy for you, Cancer. And you don't want that. So stand your ground, Cancer. You can be prepared, but you don't have to worry. This here is passionate energy. You're going to be okay. The number 9 of this card is once again telling you, hold on, because this is nearly over. Provided you take a step back, be prepared, but not to the extent of bringing negative energy into your life. And then you have the 8 of Swords. And as the card shows, you just have the devil in your head. This is feeling like a victim, trapped, no options. And this can be caused by people that are around you. Stop listening to a possible Gemini individual that's making you feel this way. This is self-imposed. So once again, use those swords to eliminate this energy as well. Now let me pull back here. I did pull an overall energy card for this week's reading. And you have the Page of Cups. So the pages are the messengers of the court cards. So with the Page of Cups, this is an energy of emotional rebirth. You're going to be feeling better. And the Page of Cups is bringing new love in for some Cancers. And this could be a new relationship coming in. Since this is your overall energy, it is surrounding you, Cancer. So you have the love and support around you. You just need to be open and see that energy and eliminate all this other energy that your cards are indicating this week. And I love the fact that the artist pictured this card as a nocturnal mermaid. She's bringing you bursting creative energy. And this can come in the form of your dreams at night, so pay attention. It should be ending the nightmares. Now, the Page of Cups, this can be good news coming in. So you've got this wonderful energy around you this week as your overall energy. So you've got the ability to just wipe out if you have some people around you that are just trying to bring about this negative energy. And that's what your cards are suggesting. So let your intuition and your artistic gifts just roll. Now also, I don't know if you could see. It's not showing up that well on here. You can see one skull here, but actually on this card and down here, this is all skulls. And it's kind of a symbolic reference to the death of those that do not listen to their heart, those that have stopped dreaming. So the Page of Cups is indicating to be hopeful and asked to be romantic, to be inspired, to dare to dream is what it's saying, Cancer. Don't lose that. She's providing the flow of hope and inspiration for you. And it's your overall energy that's inside you this week. So use it to your advantage. It's beautiful energy. Now your crystal this week, Peridot. Well, this is a beautiful green crystal associated with the heart chakra, Cancer. And it's also associated with relationships and healing. Now, hold on. Okay, I was grabbing my natural piece of Peridot that was mined right here in Arizona. And this is the very raw state. Not as pretty and shiny as what's shown on the card there, what you'll find in jewelry, but you can just see all the chunks of Peridot in there. It's a beautiful stone. And kings and queens often wore gemstones that many thought they were emeralds, but they were Peridot. Now your guides are indicating this crystal, and the candle went out. That's a sign for this energy to stop. It's going to end. That's a major. People always wonder, what's the spirit guide sending signs and messages? There it is, right there. So let me pause and get a new candle in for us to continue. Okay, Cancer, we have a fresh candle in there, and that is so exciting when something like that happens. Um, just naturally. I let everything happen naturally. How things come in, the messages. So that's a good indication. You are going to eliminate this. You've got the power to do so. Now, going back to your message for the Peridot crystal, your guides are indicating this crystal because of the healing properties. But it's also giving you a message this week, Cancer, because you're a very compassionate and generous and intuitive sign. And whether you realize it or not, you're a natural teacher. And your guides are wanting you to experience the energy of this crystal peridot because you're now being encouraged to use your own natural healing abilities, your compassionate energy and love to help and nurture and teach others. Now, I know what you're thinking. You may not consider yourself as any form of a teacher, but it doesn't need to be always in a school environment. Possibly you're already teaching your friends and family on how to handle different situations. And also know that your spirit guides and angels are supporting you heavily with this. You must realize your words are very powerful, and you have the ability, Cancer, to connect with people from all walks of life. And you can provide important information to those who need it. Now, for some Cancers, you may even be teaching unknowingly through your writing, through the words that you speak, through your own positive energy, or even leading by example. There are many ways to teach others. So, why have so much worry and stress and anxiety? Why you have so much of this in your cards this week has a lot to do with possibly who you're letting influence your thoughts. Because part of your life's purpose, Cancer, is to heal and teach others and share your knowledge wherever you can. Now, my advice to you, Cancer, is get this glorious crystal peridot. You don't have to get a piece as big as mine, but get it for its healing properties and meditate with this crystal and tap into your higher self for the wisdom and guidance of your angels and guides who are with you. They're indicating part of your life's purpose is to heal and teach others. It's not the main thing, they're indicating part of it. But certainly not a big surprise with the compassionate, caring, and understanding energy that most Cancer individuals have. Now, I leave you with the message of the cards, Cancer, but it is all within your own hands because you decide your own destiny. Thank you so much for joining me today. Be sure to subscribe and help support my channel. And this general reading is just a snapshot to your energy this week, Cancer. For an extended tarot card reading and more, click on my website link below. Love and abundance to my Cancer family.